Assalamu alaikum, I am Aishat Noma. Welcome you all to Business Teleclass Grade 11. In this session, I will be giving an introduction to IAL Business Specification. Let's look at the learning objective of this session. To get familiar with IAL Business Specification, students need to know IAL specification at the end of this lesson. Also to recognize the relation between command words and assessment objective. It is very important for students to understand the specification because it's going to be the guide for the students. It includes the assessment objectives, the things, the command words, the contents which will be covered. International Advanced Level Business will be divided into two sections, that is IAS and IA2. So you all need to know in IAS which units will be covered. In IAS, Unit 1 and Unit 2 will be covered. In IA2, Unit 3 and Unit 4 will be covered. So if a student complete Unit 1, 2, 3, and 4, they will be graded with Pearson Edexcel International Advanced Level in Business. Now, it's very important for students to understand the business contents, what will be discussed. Now, beginning with grade 11, first you are going to start with Unit 1, which is Marketing and People. The second unit will be Managing Business Activities. So these two units will be covered in IAS. Next, Unit 3, Business Decisions and Strategy, and Unit 4, Global Business. So Unit 3 and Unit 4 will be covered in IA2. So now let's look at what will be covered in Unit 1, because this is going to be the first unit that you will be studying. It's very important for you to know the unit name, which is Marketing and People. Here you need to know what are the main areas which is covered in this unit. So there are mainly 5 main areas, that means 5 main topics are there. So you need to know the topics. And under each of the topic, there will be subtopics as well. Under Marketing and People, the main things which will be discussed will be regarding the market, the changes to the market. Students need to know the role of the entrepreneurs, how to manage the business, like for example, managing the people, recruitment. Okay, all these things will be discussed in this unit. You need to know about the marketing mix and the strategy. What are the strategies business will use? All those things will be discussed in this unit. Now, it is very important for the students to know how it is assessed. Okay, you need to know the assessment detail well. First thing is unit code. Why unit code is important? Unit code is important so that the student can find or track the past papers easily. This code is unique for each of the unit. Okay, so for Unit 1, the code is WBS11/01, and it will be an externally assessed written examination, which will be for 2 hours and total 80 marks. This 80 marks is the raw marks which will be given. Now let's look at the paper structure. It's very important for the students to know the paper structure. What are the sections there are in this paper? So basically in Unit 1, there will be 3 sections. Section A, Section B, and Section C. Now let us look what will be covered in Section A. In Section A, there will be short and extended response questions based on the sources. Sources here refers to the case study. There will be different evidences given. Those are the sources. So based on that, you have to answer. There will be 5 main questions given in this section. Okay. So first question will be define, second will be either explain, construct, or calculate. Third one will be analyze. Fourth one will be discuss, and last will be assess. Section B is same as Section A. The only difference is the type of source that they are using. Now, for example, Section A, they might give Coca-Cola. Or Section B, they will give from a different source, such as they might give a case study from Starbucks. Okay? So total marks for this section is 30 marks as well. There's no difference. Same as I just told earlier. There will be defined questions, there will be analysis question, and discuss question, either calculate, construct, or explain. Section C, yes, that's a very important section. This section will have 120-mark essay question, which will be based on one or more sources. They will give one or more evidences, and so based on that, you have to answer to this question, which will be for 20 marks. So the total section for this, the total marks for this section is 20 marks. Next is the assessment overview, the summary of how they will be allocating the percentage to different unit. As you can see, IAS, 50% from each of the unit. For IA2 also, 50% from each of the unit. At the end, they will be taking 25% of each of the unit, and which will give you overall result. Yes, next is you should know the difference, okay? How they are grading in IAS and how they are grading in IAL. So in IAS, there is no star, it's from A to E. However, in IAL, there's A star to E. And the lowest grade is unclassified, which is U result, which we don't want any student to get. Okay, now let's look at an example. Now, for example, if a student completed IAS Unit 1, this is how they will be given the mark. As I told earlier, first they will be marking your paper from the raw marks, which is 80. They will be converting this to maximum uniform marks, which will be 100. So if a student score 80, they will get A, 70 B, 60 C, 50 D, 40 E. Okay, so this slide shows the overall, okay, IAS, if a student complete Unit 1 and 2, it will be, maximum uniform marks will be 200, as each unit is 100, okay? Likewise, the student will get 160, out of 200, they will get an A, 140 B, 120 C, 100 D, 80 E. And the students with a uniform mark in the range 0 to 70 will be unclassified. This is overall, when you complete 4 of the units, how they will be given the marks. Okay, once you complete Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, and Unit 4, it will be, the maximum uniform mark will be converted to 400. So if a student gets 320 or above, plus 90% of the total uniform mark, can say they will get an A star. 280 will give them B, 240 C, 200 D, 160 E. Yes, this is a very important part. If students are thorough or clear with assessment objective, I can assure you that business is going to be a very easy subject to you all. I can assure you that, okay? So the first assessment objective is to demonstrate knowledge and understanding of terms, concept, theories, methods, and models. So here in this objective, mostly the examiners will be assessing knowledge part. We call it knowledge. Examiners call it as knowledge. Like for example, they will give a question like define what is meant by the term profit. That is assessment objective 1 question, mainly that will be for 2 marks. Assessment objective 2 is applying what you understand from the concept. You are applying to your answer. You are showing how individuals, organizations are affected by and how they respond to the issues. And you will be analyzing, okay, in assessment objective 3, students need to analyze the business issues, showing an understanding of the causes, cost, consequences. Now, for example, as I told, they might give a question from profit. How you will analyze that? You will say the consequence if the profit has increased from 5% to 10%. You have to bring the causes or the consequence to the given organization or business. Assessment objective 4 is related to evaluate. You have to evaluate evidence to make informed judgments and propose evidence-based solution to business issues. So related to profit, if a question comes, you can either say, profit is not the most important element in business to get successful in future. That's how you develop the evaluation points. As we go move on with the lesson, I'm going to discuss in detail how a concept can apply to these skills. It's going to be easy, so don't worry. Okay, command words. Command words won't change, it will be same, okay? In your paper, the command words will be same. There are like 8 command words: define, calculate, construct, explain, analyze, discuss, assess, and evaluate. You need to be very careful. You need to understand the difference between command word and assessment objective. Like for example, if command word is from define, what the examiners are expecting you to write. So the examiners are expecting you to define something, that is knowledge. Okay, calculate. Calculate means the examiners are expecting you to bring knowledge as well as to apply something and to analyze. As you can see, there are 2 ways that the examiners are assessing the students, 2 ways that they mark. First one is points based. Second one is levels based. So you need to understand the difference between points based and level based. Okay, point based is very simple. That means, like for example, like as you can see, there is assessment objective 1, 2, and 3. What it is, you might think. That means the examiners are expecting you to write knowledge 2 marks, application 2 marks, and analysis 2 marks. Okay, point based means they will allocate a specific point for each of the assessment objective. So it is very easy to score for these type of questions because specifically examiners are telling in the marking scheme, these are the areas that the students need to focus. So you can read and you will be able to know, okay, I can apply for knowledge this definition, for application how you can apply, and for analysis how you can do. However, level-based is very different. From level-based, you have to be very careful. Now, business is about quality. It's not about the quantity. You can write a lot of things, but you might get 0 marks because you are not following what is given there as assessment objectives. If you are following the assessment objective, you can get very good marks. Now, in level-based questions, examiners will be reading your answer and they will fit it to a level. There will be 4 levels given and they will fit your answer to a level. Now, if your answer is a quality one, a very good one, they will fit it to a higher level. However, if your answer doesn't include evaluation analysis part, they might limit your answer to a lower level. So here you have to be careful. Point-based is very easy. You can score easily as you know what is being expected. For knowledge, how many marks is given. For analysis, how many marks is given. For application, how many marks is given. However, for level-based, you need to make sure all of the assessment objective is covered. Okay? Now I'm going to show you an example. This is a question which is given in, I took from the first paper, okay? Here the command word is evaluate. You can see evaluate. Which of these recruitment methods is likely to be most effective for IKEA? That is for 20 marks. How you will plan this, you have to think, okay? If a question is given like that, what are the assessment objectives? Knowledge, application, analysis, and evaluation. You have to apply all the 4 assessment objectives to this question. Then only you will be able to get full marks, okay? Now, when I just say these things, assessment objective 1, 2, 3, you might not get it, but I can assure you, once we start practicing the questions, once you know the concept, you can apply it easily. There are two things you should know in business: the concept and the examination skill. If you know the concept, you can apply. Okay, so two main things you have to learn: concept, what you are studying, okay, and the examination skill. What are the examination skill? Knowledge, application, analysis, and evaluation. Okay, so you can actually download this specification by visiting Pearson website. Okay, I want all the students to go through the specification. Specification is your guide. Specification will help you to understand what the examiners are expecting from you. Okay, we teachers are not going to give you the final grade, but Pearson, they are going to mark your paper. So you have to make sure that you are writing answers in such a way that they give you the full marks. And I can assure you that once you are following the specification, what is given there, and the examination skills properly, you can get a good result, as I mentioned earlier. Okay? Now, let's recall again what all things we discussed. First, we discussed an introduction to our specification. What are the contents there in Unit 1, okay? Please keep that in mind. The code, very important. You always need to keep code in your mind because you need to check once you get the paper whether you got the correct paper, okay? Some students just take it easy, they don't check. But make sure that you do check unit code. That's important. And then we have discussed about the assessment objectives. What are the examination skills that is required related to knowledge, application, analysis, and evaluation. Okay? And the command words, you always have to keep the command words in your mind. What are the command words? What are the command words? Yes, the command words are define, explain, construct, calculate, assess, discuss, evaluate. Okay, these are the command words which are used, and command words will be same. Please keep in your mind the relationship between command word and assessment objective, and then you will be fine, hopefully. So I hope that this session is useful to you all, and I hope you are going to visit Pearson website and go through the specification and have a clear idea. Please do read. I have just summarized it, okay, just 22 slides maybe, and you have to go through it. You need to recall, you need to learn, you need to read each and every word, okay? That will help you. That will give you good result. We all want you all to score very good results. So for that, you need to work hard from your side, and then you can do it well. Okay, thank you very much. That's all for today. Wassalamu alaikum.